Hello and welcome back to part 2 of this week's FailRace versus Community. For this race, we're here at Hockenheim. Just a little reminder, we're still in A-Class cars, downgraded from S-Class. We're starting at the back in 20th place this race, so quite far back, but another good run off the line up to 17th as we head into turn 1. Not a great run through turn 1 but we use our good acceleration out of turn 1 to hold on to P17. Have a look to the inside here heading into turn 2 on this classic F1 car. See if we can get the move done, which we have done. They run very wide, as you can see in the replay. Trying now to get a good run through the left-hander onto the back straight. Though we'll spin though this time, slightly compromising our run. So not closing up the cars in front, just pulling away. But that means we can brake quite late into the hairpin without too much risk of running right into the back of someone. But as you can see with the Concertina, we close up so much. One car can go spun around on the right hand side there. We also managed to get past Shadow on the left hand side. We'll pull in front of them as we head through this kink. Now as we head into this left-hander, trying to have a bit of a dive here on the Corvette. They just see us coming at the last moment, even though we didn't really get far enough alongside. They very respectfully leave us the room, and they hold on to that position. But we try and get a bit of a cutback here out of the right-hander, heading towards the stadium section. We don't quite have the acceleration though. Try for another bit of a dive into this right-hander. But they hold it around the outside. They'll have the inside for the hairpin through the stadium section. We'll try and hold it around the outside, but just fall out of the camber slightly of the corner and have to slot back in line. Lucky not to lose any more positions there. We'll try and have a little look to the inside of the penultimate corner. Don't quite get the move done, but the Corvette outbrakes themselves, runs into ghost mode, running wide, and that allows us to take position. Ollie there in a BMW tries to nearly get a cut back on us, but with our acceleration we pull away again down the start finish straight. That we do run very wide through turn 1, losing us a bit of time. Doesn't look like Ollie got a good run through turn 1 either, as they're now 3 wide heading to turn 2 in the background. In the middle, also got 3 wide in front of us. Now let's see if we can get a better run through this left-hander, which we do. We get a run on Impega's Ferrari, and looks like Chris has had a bad run onto the back straight here, so we'll be able to pull out in front of them quite well. Quite a lot of momentum on Chris there. But as we head down towards the hairpin now, just running a defensive line. One of the cars there just running in late. Rusky, I think that was, running in deep. Looks like Horde's also had a bit of an off. Rusky coming back on our outside. But we have the acceleration just to pull in front, running slightly wide on that curb and settling the car. So we then have a bit of a dive, slightly missing our braking point on Ewan, slightly tapping the back of Horde's. Luckily he wasn't too harmed. Ewan went for a good cutback and then just tried to close the door on us through the right-hander. We were still had a bit of an overlap, so big contact there. And then we have the acceleration to pull back in front of Ewan towards the stadium section, but we run a little bit deep into the fast right-hander. Ewan gets the cutback. Rusky follows Ewan through, and just back out to consolidate the inside through the hairpin. Impega though, trying to have a look on our outside. We just slot back in front into the little chicane there, into the penultimate corner. Now Impega though, trying to look for a cutback, does just find the space, and Chris will follow them through as we end start finish straight. Though we know we have good acceleration on Chris, we cut back to the inside, immediately pull clear, closing up on Impega. Have a think about the inside, but just slot back in line. We know we don't quite have the grip to find Pega, so just consolidate P12 for now. Up 8 positions from where we started, so it's been a good start so far. Now having a little look to the inside of Impega, also just sort of defending from Chris. Chris is going to try and go the long way around. They've managed to stick it there, so we have to go a little bit wide, leave the apex open for Chris onto the back straight, slightly compromising our run, but Chris just has no acceleration as onto the back straight. We pull clear by a big margin, closing up slightly on Impega, thinking about looking to the inside, trying to close up, little bit of overlap. Impega running a little bit wide to leave us the space, and allow us to get alongside Rusky. They're running wide behind us, trying to maybe get Impega as well. As we head through the kink, we're clear of Impega now with that acceleration closing up to Ewan. We'll skip now to the start of lap 4 as we head through turn 1. Impega closes in, gets a good run through turn 1. Will look to the inside, once again doesn't have the acceleration towards turn 2. Will go defensive. Impega looks a little bit to the outside but doesn't commit to it like Chris did a lap ago. Through the left-hander now, getting a better run than we did on that first lap, just not making the same mistake, trying to keep it neat and tidy. And then here comes our acceleration closing in on Ewan as we leave Impega behind in the slipstream now to Ewan's going a bit defensive but not extremely defensive, so we'll take the inside into the hairpin, try and get the car slowed down while braking a little later. Don't quite get it parked on the apex, that leaves Ewan room to go for the cutback, but once again on the exit we'll have the acceleration. We'll pull back in hand. We can't quite get through in front of you and have to leave him space on the outside. That gives him the inside into this left-hander, but he backs out of any move. He gets a hit from behind, it looks like, from a Corvette, which kind of pushes him into us, allows him to get to the outside, and he does get that move stuck around the outside. But we have the acceleration once again heading into the stadium section. We'll just put our nose down the inside, but we know we don't quite have the grip for that. Impega's trying to go for a bit of a cutback on us. We get the acceleration once again on you, and we're trying to close back down to the inside, close off Impega, but we don't. Impega does get the overlap on us before we were able to slot in behind you, and so we have to try and hold Impega out wide through the final couple of corners, just leave them enough room. But they're not able to hold the overlap, just tied in our exit of the final corner to block a cutback from Impega. Once again, the acceleration towards turn 1 proving useful now. Ewan a little bit wide for the apex of turn 1. Impega not as good of a run as they had last lap. Ewan going defensive, so we'll have to go to the outside, trying to brake late. Can we hold it round the outside? We're just trying to hold a bit of an overlap here through the left-hander. We can't quite do so. It means, if we back out, follow Ewan through the left-hander, and then use our acceleration after that to then just pull clear. We're all ready for the alongside. Ewan tucks in to the slipstream. It's really they're now trying to defend from cars behind. We're still going to take a defensive line, try and discourage Ewan from taking a dive up the inside. We have another Corvette trying to dive all three. Rusky on the inside. Ewan takes to the runoff a bit from that 3-line moment through the hairpin, but from there, with all that fighting, we'll be able to pull clear of all three. Try and close in a bit on Stevie in front, but we ultimately just too much of a gap after all that fighting. So we'll settle for P8, up 12 positions. That's really good at this race. A 150.8 being our fastest lap. Still by a second off the top runners. We didn't get much of a clear lap though, so maybe we had a little bit more time into it. But we made up a lot of positions there. So a great race, a lot of good fighting. A little bit of contact, but that happens when you're in such a pack. Yeah, ultimately a great race, P8. Happy from that. Hopefully we can start a little further up in this next race at Grand Oak, though. The circuit of Grand Oak, quite a few long corners here that the mono will struggle with a bit. In terms of with just a bit of understeer, the source in a couple of places, especially when we were fighting Ewan through the stadium section last race. So we're in P11 now as we head through turn 1. Just trying to sort of settle into this race already, just sort of mid-pack, see what happens. Not really much opportunity to go forward. We didn't get an amazing start. Looking to the outside of this long left-hander, but cars just with more grip than us getting to our inside and getting past us. Drop down to 13th now as we come down to the back end of the circuit. We've got the acceleration on Hordes and on Liam. We're closing. We're on the inside of Liam, but will we have the grip to make a move? Stick a little bit of a tap as we go into the corner. One of the Corvettes, Coffee, on the right hand side, getting onto the gravel lobby in another position, gets us back into P10. Our acceleration pulls us clear of Liam on the exit. We go slightly defensive into this right hander, 3 wide behind us, allowing us to sort of be unchallenged as we come into this penultimate long left hander towards the end of the lap. Can we get a good power down? Yes, we can. Try and use our acceleration through the final corner. Can we hold it flat out? A bit of a lift there, but we kept it quite, didn't use too much of the exit curb on the exit, so we can maybe just be a little braver next lap. But now heading through turn 1, struggling with a bit of understeer compared to some other cars. But the McLaren F1 that made a few moves on start-finish straight, just falling back through turn 1. They're struggling with a bit more understeer. Those that have a bit more grip having to fight their way past the McLaren before they reach us. Liam now cutting to the inside. Hordes in the Nissan will try and follow through. We'll hold them tight on the inside, and then we have the acceleration back around the outside of Liam on the exit. We pull clear as we head up to this square left-hander coming up. Hordes and Liam not close enough to try and make a move, so we'll be uncontested through this left-hander. Can we get a good enough run to close in on the cars ahead? There's 3 wide. We'll make it 4 wide to the inside with our acceleration. Try and brake late, but ultimately can't brake late enough. Sort of back out of the situation. We've been quite dangerous to go in there 3 wide. One of the cars runs wide on the exit. That's Impega. We try and slow around the outside of Impega, down the inside of Ollie. Gets a little close, bit of contact with Impega on the inside. That allows Hordes to get to the inside now. As we're still 3 wide, we'll use our acceleration to just pull clear and into the final corner. A bit of a tighter line, so we still have to take that little bit of a lift. Try not to lift quite as much as we head down start-finish straight. There's a lot of cars up behind us now. Hordes goes around our outside of turn 1, just has the superior grip now. Impega looking to the outside of turn 2. No, we don't have the grip to fight much here. We do actually get back ahead of Impega here, but we try and hold it around the outside again. Try not to get pushed wide, as sort of have to slot behind Impega. Liam tries to cut under us as well, but can't quite make it work. Then we use our acceleration once more to get back past Impega. Try and hold the inside line through this square left. Impega's going to try and hold it around the outside. We leave them the space. They use all of the track right up to the gravel, getting a little sideways. But we have a nice clean run, able to put the power down and get back in front as we see F1 getting a run, bumping us slightly in the back as they try and get slowed down for the right-hander again. Now they're 3 wide again on the exit. Liam backing out in the Porsche as we head round the penultimate corner. A lot of fighting behind us, just sort of a similar moment to how we were in the Ford Focus a few weeks ago, but this time not struggling for pace as much as we did then. The McLaren F1 has a lot of straight line speed. It just flies past on the right hand side down the start-finish straight. We close back up into turn 1, a little bump from Impega as they get down our inside, then go to the outside through turn 2. That'll give them the inside for this left-hander. We once again try and hold it round the outside. Liam's down our inside, but we just clip the grass. It drags us off the track, and we lose a few positions. Are down to 15th. Ninetails has the run on us, so it'll be down to 16th. But we have the acceleration to sort of start to match Ninetails again. Coffee has a little look down the inside with their Corvette. Isn't quite close enough though to make a move there. So we'll try and get back past Ninetails after that mistake, losing us a few positions. We have the inside as we head into the right-hander here. Ninetails try and hold it round the outside. We'll carry the momentum, but we'll have the acceleration on the exit. Now it's rules reversed through the penultimate corner. We try and stick around the outside. We don't quite have the grip. Ninetails just pulls in front. We have the acceleration again on exit. Pull side by side again. It'll be side by side through the final corner. Can we hold it once again? No, not quite. Ninetails just slides in front. We pull into the slipstream. We know we're more evenly matched with Ninetails, so maybe we can make a move into turn 1. Let's go a little bit defensive though from the Corvette behind. Ninetails running slightly wider than us. We look to the outside of turn 2. And we are going to get an overlap initially. Can we just hold it there on the outside? It'll give us the inside for this left-hander. No, we can't quite hold it there. Looks like there's been a little bit of contact behind us with the Corvette as they've fallen back. And now we've got another classic F1 car behind us. As we now head to the square left-hander, tucking into the slipstream of Ninetails. Ninetails going slightly defensive So we try and open up left-hander, not a little bit wide, they're not quite getting to the apex, maybe just leaving a little bit of room there for the F1 car in case they went for a move, because they were closing in. Coming up to the left-hander, we're closing in once again on Ninetails. Ninetails running a little bit wide here. We get better power down, better acceleration too. We have to just follow Ninetails through the left-hander, making sure not to run into the back of them. This time we already did that enough at Mugello in part 1. As we come through the final corner, high close. What's our run through turn 1? Both of us using all of the exit curb. But we're not able to get a move done, so we're going to skip forward now to the final lap. We were able to stay close to Ninetails, but not able to get a move done, and we pulled a slight gap on the cars behind. I think one of them, the classic F1 car, making a mistake. So 16th there, after starting 12th, losing a few positions ultimately due to that mistake. We definitely could have been sort of around 10th-ish had we not made that mistake. But yeah, we'll have to take P16. Good fun race nevertheless. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you everyone very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.